Hi everybody, just want to run through the blocks and straps and how you can use them in your yin yoga in a very basic way. Unlike other yogas where you have a pose and you're looking for perfection, with yin yoga it's a shape. It's meant to be a little bit vague. You work in a target area, but you do try and get into a shape and you adapt it to suit you, your bone proportions, your tight muscles, how you feel. So you may find it useful to have a block. I'd suggest possibly two, only fairly cheap, and a strap. Now get a nice long one. You can get the cheap ones, but I'd get a decent one. So you just need two blocks and a strap. You can have a bolster, there's other things you can use, but these are the basics that all you should need. And you can use them in any different way. I just want to run through a few basics of what you can do with them. So first off, you've got the block and it's got three heights. You can adjust it according to you. So I'd suggest you start off on a fairly low position, and then as you get into your shape, maybe about 30 seconds, you may sink into it and you may want to raise it up a level. So you can use it in very different ways. You can use it traditionally and the basic shapes. You can have it between your shoulder blades, long ways between your shoulder blades, opening your arms across, so you're rolling across the block. It will work your pecs. You can have it working across the shoulders and opening up behind, arms behind you to open up your front. More your abs area, you're rolling over it that way instead of across it. You can actually sit on it at different times. Now that can help you with your hamstring stretch. You can always experiment with sitting on it or putting it underneath your feet when you're leaning forward. So again, you could be seated and raise it up. Always feel free to experiment. As long as it doesn't hurt, you can feel the tension in the area that you need to stretch, then it's working. If it does hurt, just stop, adjust. So that's just the basics. So it's between your shoulder blades, long ways with your body. You can have it across the body and roll over it that way. You can be sitting on it. You can have it below your feet. You can have it below 1 foot. You can have a spinal twist, and you may have it between your knees. You try and let the bottom leg fall to the ground, but if you have to, you can place it under. But otherwise you can have it between your knees, depending on how tight you are, if you're injured. That's just another example. So that's the basics of the block. So you can have also have another one behind your head to rest your head in different shapes. You can have it below your pelvis, your sacrum. You could be in the waterfall, which is stretching your hammies. You're just using this to lift the hips up. You can have a hip opening. It's your bridge, below your sacrum again. So mainly between your shoulder blades, below your sacrum, maybe below your feet, ankles, in various different shapes. Always feel free to experiment. So that's the block, 3 different heights. Next up is the strap. So you play around with the length of it, you'll adjust it as you go into different shapes. So there are some fancy things you can do with it. But basically, what you can do if you wish, you're getting into a shape and you want to reach, you may want it around your back to help you come forward. For maybe a calf or hamstring stretch. You can adjust it according to you. You may want it on your lower back just to help support your lumbar. You can adjust it by bringing it tighter. So that's something you can feel free to experiment with. A lot of people in our class won't necessarily use it in this way, but it's something you should consider. You may want to out one side. There's different things you can do. You can come into a figure 4. You're stretching your glutes. You may have your leg across and you'll strap it around that way just to help you stretch your buttock You could also have it behind your head and come into a hammock, which is surprisingly comfortable. Okay, so you're just using the weight of your head versus going around your foot, which I'll show you there. So that's the hammock. That's a gentle stretch of the hamstring. Again, you can tighten it up, you can loosen it off. So fundamentally, it's going to go around your foot, around your body, around your back of your head. Try not to do it around your neck. There's different other things you can do with it as well. For example, a hip flexor stretch. Now, rather than being grabbing your foot with one hand, if you can't reach it, you may wish to have the strap around the foot and pull it forward. Okay, there's different things like that. You can have both feet or just the one. So generally what you're doing is you're helping bringing your foot to your body, you're supporting your lower spine, you're experimenting. Okay, so just to help you get into the shape that helps you with your target area, you should think about the block between the shoulder blades, below the buttock, below the feet. You can have the strap around the feet, around the waist. You may have it around your shoulders, the back of your head. Feel free to experiment. As long as it doesn't hurt, you're safe. So think about 2 blocks, 1 strap. Let's see how we get on. I'll be posting a few more practices involving different props.